Good morning, Lucky. Good to see you up nice and early. Did you sleep well? That's good to hear. Oh, I forgot to ask actually. Are you the make of android that's able to eat human food? It's just that I kind of assumed that you were, so I made extra. It's okay if you can't. I mean, I can probably muscle my way through. Oh, you can eat human food? Oh, that's a relief for me then. Oh, no. It's got nothing to do with energy bills or anything. I was just worried that I might have to overfeed myself. At least you're able to make some use of this energy anyway. Come on. I'll plate up and we'll crack on with this breakfast, shall we? Put up a pew at the table and I'll sort you out for some breakfast. There you go, fine sir. And if I can just sit here. Great. As I say in Japan, ikidakimasu. Oh. Well, you're welcome. I didn't expect you to be so fluent in Japanese. Well, that might actually prove useful. Why might it prove useful? Well, I've got contacts all over the world and communication can be a little bit awkward, seeing as, you know, I'm not the most multilingual person in the world. I'm learning, but it's a slow process. Having someone to bounce off of when learning my languages and translating them meanwhile would be very beneficial. This one seems to be complete and utter defunct. Worthless piece of tin. Can't believe how defective this one is. MU51C4L. Defunct. Why do you even bother with this one?
You're right there, Lucky.
Another test failed. This one seems to be complete and utter defunct. MU51C4L.
Okay.
Worthless piece of tin.
Lucky.
Hello. Oh, welcome back online. You alright? You're kind of spaced out on me. If you were human, I would have called it daydreaming, but... Bad visions? What, memories? Memories from when you were back at the manufacturing plant? Huh. Well, that's interesting. Would you mind telling me about them? Ooh. Oh, okay. You don't have to. That looked like a painful response. Right. Well, it's good that you're remembering things. It's just now being able to say it. That's very interesting. Why do I keep saying interesting? Sorry, it's my engineering brain. Just whenever there's something new developing with something, I always go, oh, that's interesting. It's a bad habit of mine. You have a question? Sure, ask away. What kind of things am I trying to expose from these manufacturers? Well, I'm guessing that you're not entirely clued in on the history of your... Is it right to call androids a race? Well, for want of a better word, I'm guessing that you hadn't been given the full download on the history of androids, right? Yeah. Given the state that I brought you in, I would imagine you hadn't been given the full education. Well, not to worry. Let's start from the beginning. So, for quite some time now, humanity's been trying to develop android technology to a point where the distinction between human and robot was almost indistinguishable. There were multiple different ways we were trying to achieve this, through mech bots and artificial intelligence, and eventually that all culminated in the development of androids. These very human-looking robots that had such advanced AI software that they could start to produce their own algorithms based on personal experience. Now, of course, there was always the fear that humans had that androids would start producing algorithms that were very undesirable, such as being able to develop entirely new languages that humans wouldn't be able to understand, meaning androids would be able to communicate with each other and potentially plot things that humans didn't want them to be thinking about. So how did humans try to prevent that? Well, there were various fail-safes and blocking softwares that were put into these androids that started off the whole prototype. And for a very long time it worked. Androids started to become commercially developed and everything was fine. Androids were able to figure out right from wrong and moral compasses based on where they were working, and it all seemed to be going perfectly fine. The problem then became androids were becoming so human that they started taking over different jobs. Menial tasks that humans didn't want to work in, like shop jobs and factory work, went to androids instead. They didn't require any pay, they didn't require any sick leave or injury insurance in case of any workplace accidents. And people started getting really upset, to say the least, that the jobs that would have gone to humans were instead going to androids. Yeah, they were complaining that the menial tasks no one wanted were going to androids. I know it makes no sense, you know it doesn't make any sense, but humans don't really do logic. There are two great curses in this world: not getting what you want and getting exactly what you want. What does that mean? Well, let's say that you really wanted to be a brain surgeon, for example. You go through all the training that you need to become a brain surgeon. You spend years in medical school. You do so well in all your practicals. You do everything as you're told to. Everything you do is perfect in the operating theatre. But then there's that one dissertation you need to do. That one piece of writing that is paramount to the entire grade. And you can't do it because you haven't got an academic mind. Suddenly, all your good work goes completely to pot. It doesn't matter that everything else was perfect. Because you couldn't do that one paper, you cannot be a brain surgeon because a piece of paper tells you you can't be. That's the first curse, not getting what you want. Now let's go to getting exactly what you want. Let's say that you want to make it so that in your place of work, anyone who is not born in your country can no longer work there. Let's say because there's so many foreign people speaking languages other than English, it's making the English-speaking staff uncomfortable. So you go to your boss and they say, okay, we'll make it so that we vet people who want to work here and only people who are born to this country will be able to work here. You go to get your birth certificate and you find out that you yourself were not born in that very country that you are working in right now. Under the rule that you've now had instated in that company, you cannot work there because you weren't born in that country, even though you may have lived in that country all your life. That's the curse of getting exactly what you want. People don't want to do the menial tasks of shop work, factory work, etc. But when it's going to someone who doesn't need the money, but they do need money, and they can't find work anywhere else, that is the problem of getting exactly what you want. That's one of your great curses as an android. Sometimes the logical robot brain takes over the human thinking algorithms. Oh, that's not to say it's a fault with you, it's not at all. It's just something that I find quite charming with androids. You all done with your breakfast? Nice. I'll get this into the dishwasher. What do we have planned for today? Well, I have an appointment with an associate of mine. What kind of associate? A work associate, shall we say. You don't need to worry too much about who it is at the moment. Just know that they are very, very useful to my work, and they might also be able to help piece some things together with you. Why you specifically? Well, I think you might be a very key piece to this puzzle I'm trying to put together. I think there's something about you, in particular, that might unravel a big, big mystery behind these companies. It makes me sound a bit like a conspiracy theorist, but I reckon there's something that those big tech companies aren't quite telling us. I just need to find some proof. You can feel free to do whatever you like around the apartment. You're free to play any video games or watch TV or whatever you'd like to do. I just need a bit of quiet and alone time to talk to my associate. Okay, cool. My meeting's in about 15 minutes, so is there anything else you'd like to talk about before I go? No? Alright then. I will show you how the TV works, and I'll leave you to it.